Hello, hope everybody's doing well. Today's conversation we're going to have on this little video is about number lines that involve integers, which are positive and negative whole numbers, fractions, and decimals. We want to make sure we remember the relationship between decimals and fractions. So let's first start with the number line. So if I had the problem and I said I'm starting with the numbers negative 1 and 1, so I'd create a number line. I'd put my starting numbers on my number line. Then, for me, I'd find an anchor. It happens to be our anchor is actually what the middle number is. What falls between negative 1 and 1? It's actually a 0, which is actually one of the numbers we're looking for. Now, the question is, do I want to work with decimals or do I want to work with fractions to find the other numbers? Personally, I would work with decimals, but you don't have to. You can work with fractions. So let's say that you're like, you know what? I like fractions. I'm going to do that. Well, let's look at the point. If I have 25 hundredths, that simplified is the same as 1/4. If I have 75 hundredths, that simplified is 3/4. So if we actually bring that back to the number line, we think, okay, I'm starting at negative 1 and 1. I found my anchor, which is my middle number, which kind of grounds me to think about breaking up my number line. I said, well, where would 1/2 go? Well, 1/2 would fit halfway between a 0 and 1. Where would 3/4 go? Well, 3/4 would fit same place. So what's neat about 3/4 is, wait a second, isn't 3/4 the same as 75 hundredths? So my 75 hundredths and my 3/4 are actually going to fall on the same line. Now, my negative 1/4, which is negative 25 hundredths. So if I think about it, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, which is 1 whole. So my 1/4, which is 25 hundredths, would go there. So when I'm all done, I have negative 25 hundredths, or a dead of 25 hundredths, 0, 1/2, 3/4, or 75 hundredths, and then the number 1. So in this example, that's how it worked. But what I can't stress enough is always go back and find what anchors it. So what's going to allow you. So if, let's say we started with, let's say we had a different problem and our numbers were starting us with a dead of 2. Let's say this number was 1. Well, again, what would fall between 1 and negative 2? Well, maybe some of you may say, well, I'm going to do what's 1.5 away from 1. That'd be negative 1/2. Or maybe you say, wait a second, I want to go back and say, well, where's 0? Where's negative 1? And then from there I'd break up, because in that way you're looking at a whole unit between 0 and 1. You're looking at a whole unit from 0 and negative 1, a whole unit between negative 1 and negative 2. So when you start to find your decimals and fractions, they're fitting somewhere in here. So again, hope that helps. If you have any questions, please ask your teacher or come find me, and I'm happy to support your learning, and enjoy.